What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? Today is Monday. I believe it is May 11th, and I wanted to do a video for you that you're not gonna like, and I'll tell you why. So I know I've done this video already. I went through and I looked for it and I couldn't find it, but I know we've discussed it, but I want to discuss it again because I've had two people in the past week that emailed or texted me telling me that they didn't get a deal, and I went through the money that they're spending on marketing and went through their marketing that they're doing, and they both had a similar path. And so I want to discuss with you cost per lead and cost per buy. And this is something really important to remember, but also when we get into it, you got to remember this is averages. So it does not hold true for every single marketing campaign, for every single person. And let me explain to you how this works. Your cost per lead is how much money you've spent in marketing to generate you a phone call, to generate you a lead. Your cost per buy is now how many leads it took to get that buy. And so now I want to go into some averages with you and then explain to you a couple things that may offset them, make it cheaper, make it more expensive, and some things that'll make it different. In our area, in Hampton Roads, using the Velocity program that we're using for our direct mail program, we have been averaging $125 per lead. Some people freak out when they hear $125 per lead as though that's really expensive. And some people that have been in the business for a while say, oh my God, that's so cheap. Now I know people that are spending $350 to $400 per lead. We're at $125 now. The lowest I've ever accomplished in my life was about 2008, and I think we were about $90 per lead back then. But the market was different and we didn't have a lot of competition then. So I used to spend $90 a lead. Now I'm at about $125 per lead. But again, I have friends, especially some of that are in these franchises, that are spending $350 to $400 per lead. Now keep in mind, that is not per deal, that is not per buy, that is just per lead, the phone ringing. The next thing I want to touch on is how much does it cost per buy. So these, I'm going to give you averages, and these are going to be averages nationwide. This is going through large data. Nationwide, the statistical average is 20 leads equal one buy. So keep that in mind. 20 leads equals one buy. Now this is an average. You could go on your very first appointment and close the deal and be like, Scott's out of his mind. 20, I went on one and I got a deal, and it happens. You could also go on 40 and get a goose egg and get no deals. But it doesn't mean your next 20 may turn into 3, 4, 5 deals. Over time, your average is going to be about one deal out of every 20 leads. So now let's put some numbers to that. If it's costing you $125 per lead and it's going to take you 20 leads to get a buy, that means it's going to cost you $2,500 on average to get a buy. This is important to remember, because I have some people that'll tell me that they're trying, and mind you, I'm not putting anything down. If you spend $0 but put in the effort, you can still do deals. So I have some people that say they're trying and doing the business. I had two people this week that say they're spending $100 per month on direct mail. Well, I'd rather see you do that than do nothing. So don't get me wrong, I'm glad you're doing that. However, you have to keep in mind that if you're spending $100 per month marketing, it may take you up to 25 months at that pace to get a deal. So if you go for 2 months or 3 months and don't get a deal, it doesn't mean the business doesn't work. It doesn't mean it's over, or real estate investing has gone bad. It just means you're not at that part of the averages yet. So I want you to get this through your brain and keep this always at the top of your head. It's all a numbers game, and it all comes back to the numbers. If it's going to cost you on average $125 per lead, and you know it's going to take 20 leads per buy, the people who are spending $1,000 a month, which is what I'm recommending to spend, that doesn't mean you should buy a house every month. That means about every 2.5 months you should be buying a house. Now, some people will get a deal their first month. Some people will get 2 deals their first month, and they'll think, oh, Scott's numbers are way off. But you may go the second month and third month and get 0. Over time, this is going to be your averages. So I want you to have that in your mindset, so you're not thinking, oh, it used to work, it doesn't work now. This is all, if you look at the data and go over it annually, it's going to average out, in my market anyway, $125 per lead. Nationwide, it's about 20 leads per buy, and so you have to factor that's what it's going to cost. Now there are some things that'll offset that, so let's talk about a couple of those real quick. Driving for dollars. So driving for dollars, we don't have a dollar amount per buy because it's pretty much free. If you're using Deal Machine, and again, I'll put that coupon code below if you're not using it yet. If you're using Deal Machine, their numbers are about 200 leads. Now, those are viable leads. 200 leads that you input into Deal Machine. Viable leads, meaning they had the ability to sell and look distressed. For every 200 you put in, you should average one buy by the third time you mail them. So that's obviously a lot less expensive. That's going to say you spent maybe $600 total for the buy. But the offset was you spent your time and energy driving around, inputting these leads and driving for dollars. So another avenue that costs nothing, so that'll offset everything we're talking about. If you were to do pre-foreclosure door knocking, or if you were to do just driving around door knocking, sometimes people will do it in flood areas or where there's a specific area that you want to buy in. That offsets the whole dollar amount per lead, the amount of leads per buy. So, but in general, if you're doing mass marketing, if you're doing direct mail, if you're doing mass marketing, you are going to come up with a cost per lead. Again, right now we're averaging 125, but it can go up, it can go down. We're averaging 125 right now. And then you have to factor it's going to take you 20 leads to make a buy. That's an average. It doesn't mean your 20th lead is going to be your buy. It could be your first one, could be your third one, could be your 42nd one where you end up buying the next two. It's a complete average. So I want to make sure I stress that to you. So that's all I got for you guys today. I just really felt it on me that I need to go over this with you because I don't want people, mind you, I'm glad if you're doing $50 or $100, I'm glad you're doing something as opposed to doing nothing. Something is always better than nothing. And sometimes people spend $100 and get a deal. I remember Alex's first deal, he spent $600, made $15,500. So it was a statistic there. It was fantastic and we were very happy about it. It could happen, but odds are you're going to average out. That's what an average is. You're going to be hit or miss. You're going to end up averaging out. So pardon me, I'm making a turn here, trying not to die. So something for you to think about is that it's always going to average out. I want you to remember, and this is something for you to really think about success. Success, I know I've said this to you guys before, success is not something that you achieve. Success is something that you become. And I need you to think of it that way. It's not something that one day you say, okay, well, now I'm successful. Success is something that you become. You become it in your head. You realize that you are in control of your destiny. You know how to go ahead and turn dollars. And this is all part of it. It's not just a matter of, oh, you sent out $1,000 and that means you should be landing deals now. This takes time. Oh, and that statistic, the other thing I didn't mention on that statistic we talked about on 1 out of every 20 leads, that also includes your follow-up. So if you are not doing proper follow-up, if you are not inputting them into your My Deal Factory, or you're not on the phone calling yourself and doing your proper follow-up, that's going to go way down because about 70% of your deals are coming from follow-up. So I'm saying 1 out of 20 leads, that's if you're doing proper follow-up. If you're not doing proper follow-up, who knows? It might be 1 out of 60. And I don't want to hear that you're not doing proper follow-up. You must be doing proper follow-up or you're wasting your money marketing. All right, guys, I don't want to keep harping on this. It's just I've had two conversations in the past week, and both were doing about $100 a month in marketing, and both were acting like it's not working. And I'm not calling anybody out. I'm glad if you're doing something. Something is always better than nothing, but I need you to understand this is a numbers game. It's always been a numbers game, and the numbers don't lie. The numbers will always show you in the end exactly how much it cost you per lead and exactly how much it cost you per buy. So hope that helps you guys. If you have any questions on anything, go ahead and comment down below. Let me know what you have in your head. Stay on the marketing. This obviously, we're going into a great time right now. I'm expecting, I don't know if it's going to be May, June, July. I'm expecting that we are going to be into a hot cycle right now for wholesaling. You guys do know that the retail market is on fire. I mean, I feel like the retail market actually got heated up when all this stuff started, and I think the reason is there's been less rehabbed houses added to the market. So for those of you who are still rehabbing, putting them on the market, and we just saw George's post yesterday talking about 20 offers in the first day. It's insane. It's about as hot as it's ever been, trumping 2005 numbers. I mean, it's crazy. You put a house on the market and the house sells or gets offers almost instantly, providing you did a good rehab and you priced it, the way it's supposed to be priced. And so for those of you who are rehabbing, the important thing I want to tell you is to make sure speed is on your side. You want to make sure that you're buying and selling in the same market. So yes, the market is on fire hot right now, and I'm definitely not saying don't get into rehabbing, but if you do, be on top of it and get it on the market as quick as possible before we do have any changes in the market. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. I just, again, can't stress enough to do your numbers, do your math, and always know, track how much it's costing you per lead, track how much it's costing you per buy, and then it will always be easy for you to develop a plan with exactly how much you need to spend in marketing to have the result of how many buys you're trying to have either per month or per year. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys soon. Have an absolutely fantastic day. Bye-bye.